morning. Just want to touch base with you today, and I want to encourage you about something that's coming up. Tomorrow is the National Day of Prayer in America. So I thought I might just spend just a second here and talk to you about prayer. In Colossians chapter 4, Paul instructs us with these words: devote yourselves to prayer, keeping alert with it with an attitude of thanksgiving. So, I know many of you are already committed to praying and have devoted yourselves to that. I read and hear and see so many of your acknowledgments of that. I think that's wonderful. Let me remind you of a couple of things that perhaps will help. If you aren't as diligent in your prayer time or want to get started, there's some basic things to do. And the first one, obviously, is to make a commitment to prayer. Paul says here, devote yourselves. That's something we've got to put the effort forth. We got to make a commitment to do that to start with. And then the easy parts to me is set up a time. Whether it's in the morning, if you're a morning person, you may want to do it before breakfast or during breakfast or those kind of things. You may be an afternoon person. You may be a night person, but set up a time that's best for you and keep that time. And then choose a plan to do that. Well, whether you're going to read a few verses of Scripture and then pray those back to the Lord, or whether you're going to get some printed material, or whether you're going to use a prayer guide. One of these days we'll be back here on Wednesday nights and we'll have those prayer guides for you to use something like that. But choose what you're going to use and kind of stay with that. And if I could mention one other thing that'll really help all of us in devoting ourselves to prayer, and that's to enlist a prayer partner. Something about the accountability of doing that. It's something about praying with someone. So let me encourage you to do exactly what Paul tells us to do, what the Lord tells us through Paul, and that's devote ourselves to prayer. Now, I mentioned that tomorrow is or Thursday, whenever you're seeing this, is the National Day of Prayer. And we've posted online something that looks similar to this right here. I think it's probably in color. But it is a guide that the National Day of Prayer has put out. And I think it will help. It's sort of a guide as we walk through praying about matters in our country. And there's even a section there about how to pray during this COVID-19 time. So let me encourage you to take a look at that. Tomorrow, sometime, maybe during your regular time of prayer, or maybe you want to set aside a whole different time, just spend some time with that guide and pray. Now, I want to mention to you that there's a lot of buzz about when we're going to be able to get back together and begin to meet here at the church. We're waiting on some things from the governor, and I wanted to let you know that our leadership is getting together Monday night, and we're going to plot a strategy, and we'll be getting that word out there to you just as soon as possible. I know everybody's looking forward to us getting to be in this place together again. Let me encourage you to stay looking at the live stream on Sundays and just be in touch with folks around you. Now, in preparation for that leadership meeting, I wanted to tell you what I have prepared to present to the staff and the deacons. I just want to read this to you. We have a 6-phase plan to reopen the church. The plan will be a phase plan that we will plan to utilize in phases. The phases will be planned and the planning will be phased. We will move quickly and slowly to open and remain closed. I've created a staff of staffers who will plan the phase and planning while phasing their phases. That will be our reopening plan. I hope you have a great day. Oh, by the way, my wife tells me that I need to clarify when I'm trying to be funny, because I'm not. That last thing I read is not what we're doing. We're going to figure that out on Monday. Have a great day. Bye.